Monowete out, good evening, and how are you, faithful Captain Niner? Coming to you for another one of my watch-alongs. I usually do these over on YouTube, or excuse me, on I can't tell what the thing that platform is. Over on what you call TikTok. Why did it take me so damn long to figure that out? TikTok was being a little bit of a pain this morning to get set up for my live, so I decided to just go ahead and jump over and do one over here on YouTube. What is up, Bradley? How you doing, brother? Thank you for showing up. Yeah, since for whatever reason TikTok was being a pain in the ass for getting everything set up, I decided to go ahead and just jump it over here to this side, and we'll see how this one goes. So we're just waiting for the the overlay to switch over, and then we can jump over to that one. In fact, let's just go ahead and do it now. Is it still seeable like that? Yeah, we'll see how that works out here in a second. Just gotta wait for it to switch over. I shouldn't be too far behind on the stream tonight, unlike usual, because I'm actually going to watch this one because it's on Peacock tonight. What is up, Red Zone? How you doing, brother? Thank you for showing up, my man. All right, so let's refresh on this. They should be about to start the game. Let me know if what you guys are watching, if they've already started the game. Looks like we have not yet started quite here. Looks like they're just. I was wondering why you didn't do these the other 2 weeks. I've been live over on TikTok. I haven't been doing them on YouTube, just because I seem to get more stuff going on TikTok. But we'll see. Like I said, TikTok just wasn't letting me go live today for whatever reason. So I decided, what the hell? Let's just go over to YouTube and do these. I don't know, and we'll see if maybe this generates, more watchers and all that kind of stuff, and we'll see what happens with it. But but on the real, I've been looking forward to this game all day, because everybody looks forward to Sunday Night Football. At least that is what what's her name says during her song. Can we stop Bijan? That's the thing right now. Probably the absolute hottest player in the NFL, and that includes someone like CMC. It's just that nobody knows about Bijan because he plays for the Falcons. But trust me, he is good. I'm reading something over there. But yeah, like I said, I think Atlanta isn't too bad of a team. I am still not personally sold on Michael Penix. I still think, they should have let this team, grow a little bit more with Kirk Cousins, who is still on their bench. But we'll see how it goes. Like I said, they've made the switch, completely over to him. Not too bad, just chilling. Hung out, did a bunch of stuff with the wife today, cleaned a bunch of stuff, meal prepped everything for the week. And it wasn't necessarily a rush. So it looks like we should be getting started here in just a second. Let's see, they're interviewing Bijan now. Right now, and Yahoo seems to have been breaking itself. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this game? We've got the number one rushing offense in the league versus, one of our Niners defense just getting, blown up by the running game. But if there's any silver lining behind Fred being out, it's going to be the fact that Tatum Bethune is probably a better run stopper than Fred. That's not saying anything bad about Fred, obviously, but he's a little bit stouter. He's going to be able to fill the hole a little bit more, a little bit thicker. He plays more of that old school middle linebacker position compared to what Fred does. So we'll see how it is. Obviously, I don't expect him to fill the void completely. Nobody can. There's no one in the NFL that fills that void with Fred. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, the 49ers obviously have 100% complete faith in him, seeing how they have given him the green dot. So he will be calling out the offense, the defense, and all that kind of stuff. So didn't go to Winters or anybody else. It went straight to Tatum Bethune. We got Neil Schoon, guitarist for Jude. Sorry, this is usually about when I'm slightly getting ready to go to bed. So we will be kicking off here in just a second. Well, I'm not sure who's getting the ball first. We'll see here. So we will be kicking off. So we got Eddie P kicking off, and the Falcons are going to take the ball. And we will see what this defense can do to stop this rushing attack of the Falcons. Come on, switch over, Yahoo. All right. Yes, Kittle is back tonight. All right, so let me know where you guys are at. The kick is going to happen on my screen now. All right, they've got the field, or got the kick, gets out to the 20. We miss a tackle already, and then we get them down at about, looks about the 23-24. Nice coverage by those guys. Oh, come on, Yahoo. Are you being slow tonight? Charlie Warner. Y'all remember him, right? A little blast in the past. It's probably good for about 1 or 2 big catches every year, and that was about it. There we go. Now we're going into the play channel. All right, here we go. Oh, we are offsides already to start the game. Bijan gets the ball. Bijan hits the corner, gets about 4 or 5 on that one. Didn't see who that was that jumped, but obviously it was our end. He was all the way across the line. Yeah, I moved. I had to move him in a couple of my fantasy leagues because I have him and Njoku from Cleveland, and Njoku wasn't playing today. All right, here we go. Penix in the back with offset. We got 2 and 2. Getting a pretty good push up the mountain. Almost got a hand, or did get a hand on him. Penix is scrambling, going deep, throwing it down there. Throws it out of bounds, going for Kyle Pitts. Good coverage back there. Obviously, our nickelback Upton Stout is not in tonight, so that's probably going to be Chase Lucas stepping up into that slot. Look at Jordan Elliott just pushing him right back into Penix. Almost got him. Yeah, it's a huge miss. It's one of the few things over here we see I agree with Chris Collinsworth. All right, so we got 3rd and 5 coming up. All right, they got trips to the bottom. One's going in motion up top. Nope, he's going to go in the backfield. Blitz coming in the middle. Did Robinson get the first down? It's going to be about a foot short. 4th down on the Niners. Good stop. Are they going to punt or try and go for it to start leading the game? It looks like they're bringing on the punting game with Raheem Morris and the Falcons. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Good job, boys. Good job, boys, on getting out the field. Scott. Why are we doing these terrible fucking returns, man? Ugh. All right, here we go. Mac Jones once again at the helm of the 49ers offense. I need a different scene for Be Right Back. I'm going to have to create one real quick in Canva. Let's see if I can do. All right, here we go. CMC in the backfield, going in motion a little bit. Mac is back to drop. Mac is trying to scramble, and we have already got a sack. Atlanta just pushing the pocket back on that one already. Just got run over real quickly over already on that one. It's not what we want to see start this game. All right, here we go. We got Kendrick Bourne in motion. We're handing off to CMC up the middle. CMC with a decent hole, getting up to about the 23-yard line. So we'll have about 3rd and 4, it looks like, roughly. All right, here we go. We got 3rd and 5 coming up on here. We've got 2 and 2 with CMC and Mac in the backfield. Mac's back to pass, getting some good pressure on him, throwing it over to CMC. CMC gets the 1st down. Nicely done with CMC on that one. Just a second. I'm trying to make a different scene here for when I... All right, here we go. We got 2 up top. Toss the ball out to Ryan Robinson. We're seeing him early today. Ryan Robinson getting about 9.5 on that one. Nice power run on that one. All right, here we go. Not sure what happened to my camera now completely. Robinson going up the middle, getting a nice run. Nicely done there, Brian Robinson. Where does my camera go? Not sure why this is being this stupid like this. There we go. Xavier Watts, one of my favorite players to come out of Notre Dame in probably like the last 10 years or so. All right, we got 2 at the top. We got motion coming down to the bottom. CMC's out, and Mac is back. Mac tossing it over the middle. Luke Farrell with a good catch. Good 1st down. I like the way they're moving the ball on this drive. Good drive by the Niners offense to start this game. All right, let's see. When are we going to get Kittle involved in this game? Let's see when Kittle gets his first one. All right, we got 1st and 10. Juice in motion. Juice going across the backfield again. Looking to set up the screen, and we're just going to dump it because the Falcons were on it like white on rice. That play was going nowhere. I think we're relying on the screen a little bit too much lately. It's been good, but lately we've been trying to do it a little bit too much with that one. Wasn't going to be too long before teams figure that out. All right, here we go. A 1-and-1 I formation with Juice and CMC in the backfield on the 2nd and 10. Hand off to CMC, who gets maybe 2 on that one. Didn't get much on that one. The Falcons had good penetration on that. All right, here we go. We got JJ in motion. Now I got 2 up top, 2 at the bottom. Mac back is 3rd and 9. He's going to cross over the middle. There was tons of pressure. Mac had to get rid of that extra quick on that one. It looks like he went down on that one. So we got a 4th and 9 for the Niners, who are now going to be punting back. Connor Colby just got beat clean. Here we go. Morstead with the punt. All right, boys. Let's see what we can do. The punt is away. Ugh. Could not get down there to be able to down it inside, so it's coming back out. All right, so we will be right back. How do I just turn off the camera on this one screen? All right, we are back from the break, and it's on now. Oh, sorry, my brother just texted me. All right, the Falcons take over on the 20-yard line. They've got two up top. Let's see if we can hold them again. We got one in motion coming to the backfield, making a nice I formation. They hand it to him. He goes up the middle and gets absolutely nothing on that. Good way to hold the line on that by Jordan Elliott. Sam Okuwanu, my man. All right, we got the first down pass on that one from Mike Penix to. Could not see who that was. That was Mooney. Robert Sala looking at his normal stoic self. All right, they got two up top and two to the bottom. Let's see what they can get. Let's see if we can get some more penetration up the middle again on this one. We got a fake to handoff. We're getting some serious push up the middle. This huge hole for Kyle Pitts. There is a flag down. We'll see what that is. I thought he said roughing the passer. Oh, holding. Let's bring that on back. Bring it on back. Bring it on back. So Wilkinson with the hold on that one. Look at Okuwanu, my man. Big old Sam O. He got to hold him on 18 different points there. Yeah, Charlie Warner in the backfield. What is that all about? All right, we got two up top, one going in motion, and one at the bottom. We got two in the bottom. Got the handoff. BJ Robinson gets about 6 or 7 on that. Got Mr. Steve-O in the house. How you doing, brother? Thank you for showing up. Yes, I usually do this on my TikTok channel, but TikTok was being a pain in the ass to get a live going, so I decided to just do it over here. It's a nice cutback by Bijan. All right, 2 up top, 2 to the bottom. Let's see what these guys can do. Come on, boys. 2nd and 13. We can hold them. Getting good push. Penix with the throw. Drake London with the catch. It's going to be about 3 or 4 to the first down. We are getting a little testy out there. Come on, boys. Keep it together. All right, we got 3rd down coming up. Come on, boys. Let's stop them again. Let's stop them again. It's a 3rd and 3. All right, here we go. We got trips to the top. Those trips always give us problems. All right, we got 1 the motion. Bijan going out. He's going to be looking there, going straight over the middle of Kyle Pitts. Green with the coverage. So they got the first down and about 5 or 6 more on that one. Kyle Pitts is just like literally about twice the size of Bernardo Green. They're going to win that short one in every single time. All right, here we go. And 1 in motion, going between them. Fake the handoff to Bijan. Drake London with a pick up of about 2 or 3 on that one. Warner in the building. Leg up. That just hurts to see. It hurts to see him like that. All right, they got 2 and 2. All right, we got Pitts in motion. Quick throw out to London. That's actually Bijan. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, they're having him go back in. All right, here we go. We got 2 to 3 up top. We got 1 in motion coming across. Looking to set up something here. It's not going to – that was a broken play. We got some good pressure up the middle on that one. I was about to say we were getting good pressure up the middle for the first series, and now it's just kind of tapered off a little bit. I forgot about his brother Luke. Luke McCaffrey. Who's he playing for? I don't remember. Commanders. All right, we got Pitts in motion. Straight over the middle. Looks like they've got about a 3rd and about 2 to come up here. Siegel with the tackle. Bijan Robinson coming back into the game. It's probably going to be a Bijan Robinson play, I would assume. Come on, defense. All right, we fake the motion. And there it is to Robinson. Robinson comes back outside, and he gets the first down. They're going to give it to him. Yep. Look at that cut. Choof. There's an obvious hold right there on Kalia, but no one was calling it. All right, here we go. We got one in motion coming inside. The fake to hand off to Bijan. Come on, can we get a holding call on that one? Like, for fuck's sakes. Complete fucking holding call. It was just not there. There's the flag. I'm not sure if that was Okawana, but he was being held like crazy. That was some bullshit. All right, here we go again. We got 1st and 15 for these guys. Come on, boys. Push them back to almost about the 40-yard line. So I'm about the 38 and a quarter. All right, quick swing pass out. Nice fucking tackle there. D. Winters showing up big on that play. That's 2nd and about 19 probably coming up here. Okay, so apparently right now they are saying that Tatum Bethune is out and Curtis Robinson has come in. What the hell? Penix is scrambling. Gets out. There's a flag down. Let's go to the twits and see if we can figure out what's going on with Tatum Bethune. Nick Wagner basically is the only one saying anything. They're just saying that he's down on his knee. Of course there were. You guys aren't fucking calling holding, you bitches. Come on, guys. All right, Curtis Robinson, let's see what you can do, buddy. I had high hopes from you a couple years ago before you ended up, you had the torn ACL in training camp. So we got one in motion, putting trips up top. We're taking the handoff. Penix was trying to just lob it up to maybe Charlie Warner. We got nowhere on it. Maybe Tatum Bethune a little out of shape. It seems like maybe. But right now we got Curtis Robinson out there. We'll see how he does. Come on, brother. All right, here we go. We got 2 and 2. No pressure on Penix right now. He's just run. Oh, now we're getting some pressure. He's got nowhere to go. Everybody's scrambling. They've come back, and we're going to be, looks like about a foot short of the first down. Or a yard short, looks like they'll put it back a little bit more. So we got 3rd and 1 coming up here. If we can hold him, maybe we can get him to a field goal. Good news with Bethune. Looks like his helmet is back on, and hopefully he should be back out here shortly. Maybe out the next series. Come on, the stadium music gets loud. Bijan up the middle. Nope. That was Algier for that one. So first and 10 for the Falcons, and they're on about the 22-yard line. All right. We will be right back with a commercial. All right, we are back. We got Mr. Kenny 49ers with his balls. What's up, brother? How you doing? That is way up there. All right, here we go. We got 2 up top. Warner across the motion. Hand off to Bijan. Bijan's going to cut back and get about 5 on that one. Not a bad run by him. Good tackle down there. Looks like Bethune is back in there. Someone fixed Bethune's jersey. Not sure what was going on with him, but I'm glad that he is back in on the. Thank you, baby.
Raspberry lemonade.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We won.
Love you. All right, hand up to Bijan again. Oh, he juked somebody out there. Who was that? Bijan, these are great. He's got great for cutbacks. Bijan is amazing with those fucking jump backs and everything, man. All right, here we go. 3rd and 4. Come on, guys. We got to get up the field. This is getting a bit ridiculous. Here, inside the red zone already on a long-ass drive in the first period. Or into the second quarter. I'm sorry, period. Watched too much hockey yesterday. Penix getting sacked at the 20-yard line by about 3 or 4 of the Niners. Sam Okawanu was the one who finished it off. Nicely done, Samo. Everybody just collapsed on the pocket. That was great. Great collapse by the defensive line. All right, here we go. The Falcons going to go for the kick on this one. Let's see. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Falcons take a early 3-0 lead on the 49ers. All right, we'll be right back after the commercial as well. All right, we are back with the Atlanta Falcons taking the lead with a 3-0 field goal with about 13 minutes left in the second quarter. Samo with the big play on the sack to keep it to the 3. Good job, Brian Robinson, not bringing it out. I have a feeling that somebody else might have actually brought that out. All right, here we go. Let's see. This offense actually had started the ball game pretty good, moving the ball. We'll see how they can do now. Looks like Diablo from the Falcons is just into the locker room. Let's see what that changes, how that looks for the defense. Excuse me. All right, Mac drops back to pass. Going over the middle, overthrows George Kittle, who might have been. Of course, Mac Jones is on the ground because the offensive line does not block for shit. Oh, we're not going to get a little late on that one. Hand off to CMC up the middle. CMC chugging forward. Gets about 7 or 8 on that one. Nice run up the middle by CMC. Arukaroro on the tackle. One of the funnest names to say in the NFL. All right, we got trips up top. Demarcus Robinson to the bottom and CMC in the backfield. Max back to pass, throwing over the middle real quick to Juwan Jennings, making his first catch of the night. The first down. Nice pickup. Nice clear out by Kittle there. All right, here we go. We got two up top, Kittle at the bottom, and CMC in the backfield. Hand off to CMC. He's going to go into the middle. Getting about 5 or 6 on that one. Nicely done up the middle. The running game is definitely moving better with the addition of Kittle back. Here is that button. I knew there was a button to make it dark for you, so it'd be easier to see. All right, we've got the I formation. Hand off to CMC once again. CMC cutting up the middle, making about 3 miss, and he can keep going. Got about 15 or so on that play. Nice way to go. Excuse me. CMC looks like he's going to be taking a little bit of breathing. We're going to get some Brian Robinson in the game. Nice cutback, CMC. First and 10 on the 25.5-yard line. Hand off to Brian Robinson up the middle. Carries for about 2.5 or so yards. I'm loving this thing that, we're just going up the middle, playing some smash mouth football here. Leave Robinson in for a little bit. Let's go. Let's CMC catch a breath. Let's see how this looks with the other backgrounds. All right, we got Brian Robinson in a juice going out in motion, throwing over the. Oh, it's picked off after Juwan Jennings. It was hit him in his hands, and he couldn't keep it in there. Oh, come on, Jennings. After a good play, you screwed that one up. That hit Juwan Jennings in the hands. There should have been no reason for him to drop that. Maybe a little high, if anything, but come on, JJ. That's your kind of ball to catch. We'll be right back. I gotta figure out how to change this on this one. Why can't I do audio as well? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to put this on the so I don't have to keep doing this every time. Not sure why this is not letting my camera come back up now all of a sudden. There we go. I'm not sure why this is being this way. We're back. We'll just have to do this the old way and just switch it between. All right, Atlanta's getting the fallback after the pick. After the ball hit Juwan Jennings, let's not put that one on Mac Jones. That was definitely on Juwan Jennings. All right, toss out to Bijan Robinson. Looks like we are going to stop it for a gain of nothing. The defense coming alive a little bit here in the second quarter. We'll toss out to Bijan. Got him held up a little bit there. All right, here we go. They've got two up top, two to the bottom on a 2nd and 10. Bijan coming back to the backfield. Got Charlie Warner back there with him. Penix sticking in the pocket, throwing a long one. And a deflection by Demo, but there's a penalty on the play. We're going to call this on Demo? Probably. Yeah, he got his hand on that one. Yep. They're going to call you every time on that one, Demo. It's because he went high with it. All right, so the Falcons got the first down on their 40-yard and the 49-yard line. All right, they've got one up to the bottom, one in motion, put two at the bottom. Take the hand off to Bijan, gonna roll around, looking over, look at the Bijan. That ball was batted down. Not sure who got the bat on that one, but good job getting your hands up, gentlemen. Tired because I should be getting ready for bed. Usually at 6. I usually go to bed between 8:30. So this is ruining my stuff. All right, here we go. We got one in motion. Getting back, flushing Penix out of the pocket. Got Bethune out there chasing him. I've noticed Bethune is definitely going for those Fred plays where he's trying to punch the ball out. Even on that play right there, he was throwing his fish trying to get something. Remember, I forget what game it was, but there was a game where in the playoff game, we were losing in a playoff game, and Fred caused a fumble literally with about a foot inside the sideline because of how he throws punches and everything. All right, we got two up top, two to the bottom. We got one in motion now. Penix back. We are bringing the blitz. He's just going to throw it up. There's nobody there on a 3rd and 7. Good time on the blitz coverage by the Niners on that play. That was a good blitz call by Robert Saleh there. Defense coming up good so far. All right. Let's see what Sky Moore did. We're just running and letting it go. There we go. Finally, a good one. All right. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. And we are back. Turf toe hurts. Someone who has had turf toe. That shit is, it's not as simple. Even just walking hurts on turf toe. There we go. All right, Mac tossing out to CMC. CMC, a nice block by Juice out there on the edge, getting about 13 or so on that one. Come on now, let's go. Let's get something moving on this drive. Let's run this clock down. Let's get a touchdown and get something. We get the ball back to start the second half. So yeah, anybody wants to think that turf toe is easy? It's not. It hurts. All right, we got trips to the top. JJ in motion. JJ in the backfield. Hand off to CMC up the middle, over to the right side. Gets about 6 or so on that carry. So far, this drive is good. I know it's only been 2 plays, but that's what we are definitely moving the ball, rushing a lot better than we have so far. Look at this. So far, we have got a total of 87 yards rushing, and we're almost at halftime. That feels like that's more than we've gotten in almost most games. CMC up the middle, just carving up the middle of this defense with his rushing attack right now. Both CMC and Brian Robinson are looking good. We all knew this running game was going to be a lot bit more effective with Kittle back there. All right, Juice in motion to the bottom. He'll probably come back and go into the I formation with Robinson. Maybe not. We're still going to hand it off to Robinson, who goes up the middle and gets nowhere. Devon Diablo out for the Falcons. Looks like he's got some sort of forearm injury going on for him. That you never want to see players get injured. We got who is that? That's one of the Niners was bent over. Not sure who that was. So it looks like we're taking another timeout break. Well, we got some interesting things going on with the Niners. On one hand, Matt Hennessy's in it, center. That was obvious. That was Jake Brendel who was bent over as we went to commercial break. And it also looks like Connor Colby is not in it. And we got Nick Sikel playing left guard right now. So we've got backups upon backups playing in this game right now. So it doesn't stop when you're a 49er fan, and the continuation of injuries over and over and over. There we go. Let's see how this looks now. Juice in motion. Mac back to pass. Mac throwing it. Juwan Jennings catching the ball. Gets about 6 or 7 on that one before it gets pushed out of bounds. I mean, we all wanted to see, we wanted to see Brendel replaced, not necessarily get hurt. And looks like Zakel is back out and Connor Colby is in, but it is definitely Matt Hennessy in at quarterback for the Niners currently with whatever injury is going on with Jake Brendel. All right, we got 2 up top. Kittle on the motion, and we got 2 at the bottom. Hand off to CMC, going up the middle, going to bounce back off to the right side, back up the middle again for the first down, and much more. Now, I will say the interior line has looked pretty good run blocking so far in this game. We'll see how it changes now that we've got Matt Hennessy in there. All right, here we go. We got a 1st and 10. We got 2 up top. Technically 2 to the bottom, CMC on the left side. Juice goes in motion. The handoff to CMC up the middle one more time. Gets about 2.5 on that one. I wonder if they're intentionally just running it up the middle and doing stuff like that, simply to get the blood moving and flowing with Kittle. All right, there we go. We got 2 up top and Kittle plus 1. Kendrick going in motion to the top side. Hand off to Brian Robinson going up the middle, getting about 3 or so yards, tough yards on that. But again, we are definitely still moving the pile. Sean Kittle getting ready. All right, there you go. We got a big 3rd and 3 coming up on this one. Would not mind seeing a little pass out to Kittle. Kittle is in motion. Good. Throwing out the ball. That is Jennings on 3rd and Jawan coming up with the 1st down. Nicely done. Nicely done, gentlemen. All right, so it looks like Jake Brendel is out with some sort of an hamstring injury. Technically, I shouldn't say technically, most likely not going to be back in this game. So let's see how this offense works when we got Matt Hennessy in, which was something we've all wanted to see for a while. All right, Kendrick, who has not had a ball caught so far today, toss out the CMC. He is not going to go anywhere on this one. The Falcons got some serious penetration on that one. Old Leonard Floyd back on that one. Someone who I don't think got quite the credit he deserved. There was a little pull on someone's neck by Floyd, but all right. We got 2nd and 14. Farrell in motion. Throwing it over to, who is that? Juice! Getting the ball down to about the 14.5-yard line. So we're going to have 3rd and 4, 3.5, 4 coming up. All right, looks like Jake Brendel is on the sideline trying to keep this stuff going through with Twitter. He's got a helmet on, or no helmet, got the hat on. All right, and we will be right back with this commercial. All right, so it looks like Jake Brendel is out for the game, according to Jennifer Chan. And for those of you who are actively cheering for him because he got hurt, cheering the fact that he got hurt, pathetic. Just sad. 3rd and 4 for the Niners. Mack is scrambling. He's looking, tossing. McCaffrey with the ball, getting down to about the 1-yard line. Nice play with McCaffrey, not McCaffrey, but for Jones making some time. Good block by Trent out there and keeps those Falcons out of his face. Can we just throw the Trent? Nice stopping play. All right, here we go. We got 1st and goal for the Niners. Come on, boys. Let's go. Got Juice and CMC in the backfield. Hand off to CMC. Goes up the middle, damn near untouched for a Niners touchdown. Good drive by the Niners. Most of it right up the damn middle on this team. That is what I am talking about. Good job, Connor Colby, on that one. All right, we got Eddie P in to kick the field goal, and it looks like the Niners will be going up 7-0. And we're good. It's official. The Niners take the lead off the CMC going up the middle for the touchdown, and then ADP with the extra point. We take the lead 7-3 with 1:48 left in the first half. Be right back. All right, we are back with the Niners kicking off to the Falcons after an impressive drive, mostly running it straight up the middle to score the touchdown. Yeah, look, oh, these guys are definitely trying to punch the ball out. You can see that influence of Fred out there for 100% on these guys. Obviously, we'll see how much it has to do with the fact that Jake Rendell is out. I've seen a few people who are cheering for him, and like I said, I wanted Brendel out as much as the next person, but cheering for him to be out is pretty fucking sad. All right, here we go. Kyle Pitts getting out there, got about 6 or 7 on that one. Oh, 4. I overestimated by quite a bit. All right, we got 2 to the bottom, 1 up top. Getting a little pressure up the middle. Penix throwing it to Kyle Pitts again, who gets the first down. Kyle Pitts having himself a pretty good game so far. Let's see, what do we got? Kyle Pitts got 5 for so far, 5 for 26. And Kyle Pitts is such a big damn man. All right, here we go. We got 2 up top, 2 to the bottom, 1 Bijan in the backfield with Penix. Sack! Oh, the ball is out. The ball is out. Looks like we got the ball. Dude, is it confirmed that we got the ball? Looks like that is Bryce Huff with the sack, the fumble, or didn't get the fumble, and the fumble. Nicely done, defense. That is exactly what we need. Hell yeah. Nice move by Bryce Huff on there. Couldn't see who got the. Doesn't matter who got the fucking fumble because that was all Bryce Huff. Now we got a minute 26. Put some more. Looks like that was Alfred Collins recovering the fumble on that one. And Alfred Collins once again showing up. A lot of people didn't like it. It was a money thing. There were some other issues, and he was the first to cross the line. Let's not forget that about Alfred Collins. But anyways, this team has got a minute 28. We can run this quarter out and this half. We get the ball to start the second half. This is exactly what I like. All right, CMC out in motion. Mack is back to pass. Mack throwing it over the middle of Kendrick. I think was his first catch of the evening. Getting about 4 or 5 on that one. All right, we got 2 up top. It's Kittle in motion, going to make it triple. They are going to throw the screen. See, we got, that was a dangerous one. The problem is, oh man, if CMC had caught that ball, he was gone. All right, we got 3rd and 6 coming up. We have got 50 seconds left in the second quarter. All right, let's see what we can do here, boys. Come on. Let's get this first down, get this clock moving, and let's get to halftime. I want to, All right, we got trips to the bottom. Kendrick going out. They're bringing everybody back. Connor Colby with the reception after they played hot potato with about 4 people with it. They played some serious hot potato with that ball. All right, so it looks like we're reviewing to see if this is actually going to be a fumble or not. All right, we will be right back with the game. I'm not sure what we're going to overturning, so if it's not a fumble, it's still a forward pass. Colby still caught it. But we'll be right back. I'm not sure what was being reviewed on this, honestly, because it looks like it was the Falcons that wanted it reviewed. All right, ADP is up to bat. Let's see what we can do. On a 55-yard field goal attempt with about 43 seconds left in this first half. Eddie P with the kick. Oh, that's good. I don't even have to watch the end of it. Eddie P, man. Look, I know right now Moody's playing good for the Bears and everything, but Eddie P has just been everything right now. It's amazing the confidence this team has since he got here, honestly. Probably been the biggest confidence boost the Niners got. Don't have as many people here as we usually do over on TikTok, which sucks, but it is what it is. But that's the way it goes. Like I said, they just didn't want me to do a stream over there for whatever reason. Oh, my goodness. What is that? They fumbled the ball. He's going to get it. And then he just got laid out. Who was that just laid him out? That was Malik Turner with that hit. That was a big hit on that return. Whew. Just stuck his shoulder down right in his chest. All right, here we go. They're on the 21-yard line, and we've only got 32 seconds left in the half. Let's set this out, offense. Oh, let's see. They're going deep. Let's see what they got up. Come on, defense. All right, we got trips technically to the bottom. And good pressure up the middle. He's got time, though. We're going deep. Not tackled. Stays down. Got 16 seconds left. Oh, man. Come on, boys. All of that goodwill and everything just went fucking down the drain. Daryl Luter, I'm going to say this. At least you played your position and didn't let him get behind you on that one. Come on, boys. All right, so they are now, we've got a first and 10. Looks like, are they right on the edge of the red zone? Yep. They're on the 22nd yard line. They got no timeouts left. It's 17 seconds. Come on, defense. Penix has got time. Pocket is collapsing a little bit. He's just got to throw it away. Just for the flag. Intentional. Give me that intentional. The flag is now out for the intentional. The intentional grounding, and we are going to halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Spot foul, loss of down, 10-second runoff. We are going to halftime. So let's switch over to the box score. Let's see what we got here. All right, here we go. Going into halftime, the Niners are leading 10-3. Good fucking way to end the half, kind of, besides the Daryl Luter mistake. But yeah, so we got time of possession. We are at 50-50. Is that actually 50-50 on that? I know it's in there. We'll find it at some point. First downs, 10-11. Each team had a turnover. Total yards is 148 to 167. This is definitely a toss-up game for us right now. Total plays, we got 31-32. Again, first downs, 10-11. Third down efficiency, 3 of 6 for them, 5 of 7 for us. Penalties, they've got 1 for 20. We have no for 21. What? That makes no sense. How do we have 20 yards penalties for 20 yards in penalty yards, but we have got no penalties? Obviously a typo there. Net yards rushing. Look at that. Already 100 yards on the ground. That's got to be let's see. We'll get to what's see. He's already probably broken his season. His season is like what 66 for the year. Sacks allowed, we've gotten 2. We've gotten 1. There's obviously the 1 pick. That's we credit to Mac Jones, but let's be honest, that pick is definitely 100% should be on Juwan Jennings that hit him in the ball. I don't want to hear anything about a hospital ball. You want that big? You want all that smoke? You catch that ball. All right, so we got Mac Jones, who is 9 of 14, 69 yards. The 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss for 2 yards, 1 interception. Not his fault, but it goes on there for the rating of 76.2. Looking for the rushing attempts, we've got CMC with 12 for 76 already. Look at that average. He's been averaging probably closer to 2.7, 2.8. George Kittle, welcome back. The offensive line, obviously, also with the offensive line, Jake Brendel is out with a hamstring injury, and they're saying it might be long term. Which, how do they determine that so soon? I'm not quite sure, but hey, and like I said, I will say I have wanted Brendel out for the last year and a half. Cheering that the man got hurt and is now out, classless. Come on, we're the faithful for a reason. Don't mean that we need to act like that. So we got CMC with a 7.6 average. Then Brian Robinson, 5 rushes for 24 yards and a 4.8. And then CMC had the 1 rushing touchdown. With catches, we've got Jennings with 3 for 26. Obviously had the 1 big drop on the 3rd down. CMC 2 for 19. Luke Farrell came up with 1. Juszczyk for 1. Kendrick Bourne only 1. And Connor Colby. I did not know we got a new wide receiver named Connor Colby with negative 1 yards on a ball that was tipped. And then they played the Falcons defense and our offensive players played hot potato with it for about 30 seconds. Eddie P with some big field goals as usual. We just know that man does that. So what's going on in the second half? I want to see more of the same thing. Right now, running this ball up the middle without Divion Diablo there seems to be working great. I want to see a lot more of that. Yes, Steve-O, this is definitely a damn good game right now. I definitely want to see the ball run up the middle more, just running in general. Kittle back has just improved it. Again, look at that 6.3 average for CMC. That is amazing. Like I said, it's been like at 2.8, 2.93 for the entire season. He's already, first half, we've already passed his season average. The most yards he's had in a game. So again, everything comes back to George Kittle. We knew that this was going to open up the running game. Fucking awesome to see. It's good to see the defense. Alfred Collins, getting better little by little, coming up with another huge fumble recovery after a great move by Bryce Huff on the outside to get around the corner and get the sack on Michael Penix. So again, we're doing everything that we said we needed to do to win this game. I don't think this game is definitely, in the books, but we're going to get this ball to start the second half. It's going to be great to be able to, like I said, let's just keep running it down the throat. Let's wear them down. It's good to see that we are back to more to 49ers football and that we are just running the ball. And we're running the ball damn effectively. So, all right, so I'm going to go. It's halftime right now. Obviously, I'm going to go say good evening to the wife before she goes to bed. And then I will be back for the second half. Be right back. All right, we are back. Let's put this one back up as the Niners take over and start the game. Start the second half with the ball up 10-3 in a pretty damn good game, if I don't say so myself. Come on, boys, let's go. All right, we got two in the backfield. CMC, handoff to CMC, going up the middle, getting maybe about a yard or so on that one. Looks like he ran into the back of one of his own players. So yeah, it's good to see this running attack definitely take hold again. It's something we've wanted to see for quite some time. All right, we got Kittle in motion, so we got two up top, two at the bottom. Juice going across the motion, faking it to Brian Robinson. Mac Jones scrambling and just going to throw it away. Not sure what that play was going because it went absolutely nowhere. Oh, I didn't realize that the Falcons were doing back-to-back primetime games. Yeah, he tried to say there was a second left. I was like, all right, so we got a long 3rd and 9 coming up to start this second half. Come on, boys. Let's see what we can do with this offense. Come on. We got two up top, two to the bottom. Max back there, bringing everybody, throwing it over the middle to Kendrick Bourne, who was get the first down, then he's not. We will see where the spot of the ball is. Probably going to be the first down. And we got that first down. It's a good throw by Mac. All right, so let's go. Now we got the 1st and 10 chains moving, and the clock is a ticking. Farrell's in motion, so we got two up top. Now we got another one in motion. Braden Willis. The throw it to Braden Willis. Oh, no, Sky Moore, I'm sorry. Breaks the tackle, gets across to the 50. He is still going. Gets down to about the 41-yard line. It's good play, good play. Here we got CMC in the backfield with Juice. Going to hand it off to CMC, who goes up the middle. Gets about 3 before he reaches that 3, maybe 4 tough yards on that one. Looks like they're shoring up the middle part of that defensive line for the Falcons, but that'll also give us opportunities somewhere else. Let's see if we can still pound it out, keep moving it, and see if we take another big shot down the middle a little bit later. Got Malik Turner coming in playing some offensive snaps. All right, we got two up top. Juice going to the bottom to make it still 2-2. And off the CMC, he's going to be doing up the middle. He's going to check out about another 2 or so, maybe 2.5 on that one. So we're going to have another 3rd and 4 coming up here in just a second. Too big. All right, so here we go. We got 3rd and 4. Let's see. Can we get a Kittle maybe? We still haven't seen much. We got CMC. CMC getting the first down and much, much more. A nice cutback and dragging the player for another yard or 2 afterwards. Just keep chugging it. Choo-choo. First down. Good fucking blocking up front by the lineman on that one. Did a bit of a hold there, but we're not going to say it since they haven't called plenty of holds on us. All right, we got 1st and 10 coming up. All right, we're going to fake it to Kittle. Kittle will get this. Ooh. I'll give Kittle. All right, so we got 2nd and 10 coming up. So far, good drive here by the Niners. We've taken up almost 5 minutes on the clock. And then we'll, like I said, just get more points. Keep getting down the field. Of course, we want touchdowns, but let's get some points and keep moving. We are in field goal range, obviously, so we'll at least have that. Got 2 up top. They are bringing pressure. Hand off to Brian Robinson, who cuts back and does not make it to the yard, to the line of scrimmage. We got 3rd and 11 coming up. Another long 3rd down. All right, so we got McCaffrey coming back inside. Let's see what he can do. All right, here we go. We got trips up top with CMC in the background. Again, this is going to be 3rd and 11. They're bringing some blitzes. Mack is back to throw. Juwan Jennings is going to be short. He did not get inbounds. That's a Jennings one. That's what he's known for. Didn't come through, but we're going to be going for the field goal here. That first one just couldn't get his feet down. That's usually his specialty. That's usually where he is at his best. All right, ADP with the kick. It is up, and it is good. Extending the Niners lead to 13-3. ADP. It's one of the best things the Niners have done in the last 5 years, damn near, feels like. All right, we will be right back. All right, we are back after commercial with the ADP putting the Niners up 13-3. So we got a 10-point lead, taking off about 4 minutes and 50 51 seconds on that drive. Nice way to start the second half. Would have obviously before the touchdown. Let's see what we can do here. All right. Getting the ball. He's going to go up the middle. He's going to get out to about the 49ers 45-yard line. So good return by the Falcons on that. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. They've got one in the backfield. That's obviously going to be Bijan. One in motion, so they've got 2 and 2. The counterplay with Bijan. He's going to get there, get about 7 or 8 on that play. All right, here we go. We got them back in the eye again. Or the pistol, I should say. All right, they got 2nd and 4 coming up. One in motion, handoff to Bijan. Bijan gets stopped by a couple of Niners up there, led by Mikael Williams up there, who's having himself a pretty good game. His name isn't getting into thing, but he's definitely getting a good push. There it is. Tatum Bethune making, like I said, Tatum Bethune might actually be a little bit better in the running game compared to Fred. Fred's just so much better on everything, though. He's just overall, All right, we got a 3rd and 3 coming up. Or 3rd and 1, excuse me. Hand off to Bijan. Bijan's going to try and get the corner. He's going to get the corner and get the 1st down. We got some good penetration there that probably should have got him in the backfield. And that was Algier, not Bijan. My hands are getting itchy here. All right, here we go. We've got them a 1st and 10 on the 49ers 35-yard line. Pitts in motion. Going deep over to Pitts. Come on, guys. He's damn near the biggest guy on their team. How do you get... All right. Toss out to Bijan. Gets down to about the 11 or 12-yard line. Yeah, moving the ball very well in this drive for them. All right, here we go. They are on the 12-yard line with a 2nd and 2. Nope. Bijan with the ball. Bijan's going to get it and get into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. They woke up. We definitely woke them up. Huff, you got to make that tackle, buddy. Sorry, but you got to. All right, and the field goal is up, and it is good. So the Falcons drive down in about 4 minutes or so and get the game to within a score to 10-3. The Niners can get the ball back when we are back. Be right back. All right, we are back after that poor performance by Jair Brown down there in the goal line. As again, Jair Brown, man, you've got to just show something. You're just good at coverage, bad at everything else. Sky Moore just gets destroyed down at the 25-yard line, but he holds on to the ball, so we'll take that. Man, my hands are getting bad right now. All right, let's see if we can come on. We cannot go down there and score another field goal. We need touchdowns. Come on, offense. But this running game is definitely starting to move the ball. It's finding its way. Let's keep it going. But again, no more field goals. Shouldn't say that, but we want touchdowns, not field goals. Come on, boys. Kendrick in motion. Hand off to CMC. CMC has to cut back, gets about 2, maybe 3 on that one. Probably going to be a 2nd and 8 coming up. All right, here we go. We got 2 to the bottom. CMC in the backfield. Mac back to pass. Swing out to CMC. He makes the first man miss. Can he make it get to the first down? Pushes his way to the first down and gets it. Puts his head down and just knocks his way over to the first down. Oh, looks like he stepped out just short. So we got a 3rd and 1 coming up. Will you either sneak it or give it to Brian Robinson? Juice just not going anywhere. She's getting pushed back. Oh, that play was terrible. He should have gotten the ball. Brian Robinson was gone on the edge on that one. Got a little. Why do we get fancy with that? All right, fuck, man. Why get fancy with it? Just sneak it or go right up the middle. Fuck. BRB. There we go. Penix on the rollout. Penix looking. Penix looking. Does not get the ball out to Mooney. Looks like we got an ineligible downfield on this coming, so we'll have a penalty coming up on the Falcons. So it'll now be 1st and 15. Bijan getting the middle, comes back again. Half the Niners defense stops him on that one. Sorry, I'm trying to post something over on TikTok. For those of you who don't know, follow me, Captain Niner. I post a lot of stuff and more stuff on there than I do on Twitter or anything else. In fact, I pretty much only post on TikTok these days. All right, Penix is back. Penix is throwing. Luter with the good coverage on that one. How do I feel about the game right now? I'm feeling okay about it. It kind of going back and forth a little bit. That last drive, we should have done something. I don't like that call with Juice going for that one. That should have definitely been a CMC or Brian Robinson going up the middle for that half a yard. Even a sneak, I would have been acceptable, but not Juice on that one. It makes no sense for that. So we got 3rd and 13 coming up. All right, Penix is back to pass, throwing it over the middle. Oh, and he gets a good one to Washington. First and 10 for these guys. Come on, see, this is the reason why these field goals, we get caught up in field goals all the time. First and 10, getting pretty close to first of the 50-yard line. Moving on to the Niners side. Fake the handoff to Bijan, throwing it to Pitts. Pitts gets stopped in the backfield. Oh, nope. Looks like that ball was hit the floor. Maybe. All right, here we go. We got 2nd and 13 coming up. What do I think our record will be? I think I did for our prediction. I had us at 11 and 7. So we got 2nd and 10 coming up. At 2 and 2, getting some good pressure up the middle, throwing it over to. He reaches for the first down. Not sure if Drake London gets it. Oh, they're going to give him the first down. Come on, defense. All right, here we go. We've got 2. They're motioning Drake Robinson to the backfield. Hand off to Drake Robinson. I said Drake Robinson. Drake London, Bijan Robinson. They're all the same person, right? I know a lot of people who are going for the 12 and 5 one. All right, here we go. We got 2 up top, 2 to the bottom. Let's see what we do with Kyle Pitts on here. All right, he's back to pass. Scrambling, he gets hit. Good play by Chase Lucas on that one. All right, now we got a big 3rd and 9 for these guys. Come on. We hold them, they got a punt. Nice job to cut back inside on that one. All right, we got 3rd and 9 with 1 minute and 11 seconds left in the third quarter. This game is moving quick, ladies and gentlemen. Got one in. Penix is throwing. Delay a game. Look, I'm tired. Pushing back 5. All right, boys. 3rd and 14. Let's hold them. Hold them and we get the punt. We get the punt. All right, they've got technically trips up top and one to the bot with Bijan in the backfield. Penix dropping back, getting some pushback and throwing the ball. Incomplete. So we got 4th and 14. Nicely done on that one. Good job, Luter. Good job, defense. All right, here we go. They're gonna be. We'll see how the ball looks because it's gonna be deep in our own part of the field. We've got 1:05 left. Bradley Pinion, our former punter. All right, kick is up. Oh, they're going to be down the ball at about the 2-yard line. 98-yard drive. Let's go, boys. All right, we will be right back. All right, we are back, and it looks like the Renardo Green is done for the game. He is out, so Daryl Luter will be playing that outside position full time for the rest of the game. All right, so we got 2nd and 6 coming up for the Niners. Got 2 and 2. Got Kendrick Bourne in motion. Mack is back. Mack's got some pressure. CMC catches the ball in his fingertips for the first down. Ooh, that was a damn. He had to just snatch that one out. All right, and we are coming to the end of the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, the Niners with the ball. Got about 90 yards to go or so for the score, or at least for a touchdown. And the score is 13-10. All right, Max throwing Mac to CMC once again, who's getting a nice day on the receiving end of things for the first down catch. Also, for those that don't know, that this is CMC's first rushing, 100 yards rushing since 2023 against Baltimore. I think it was week 16, 15, 16. So it's been a while for him. All right, here we go. We got Juice going in the background. We got 2 to the bottom. Kittle in motion. Long handoff to CMC, who's going up the middle again, who gets fights for a tough 2 yards. But that's okay. Some of these tough 2 yards, it's going to wear those defensive linemen down a little bit. All right, here we go. 2nd and 8, 13:45 left to go. Let's see what the Niners do. We got B. Robinson in the backfield. Throwing the ball. It's a high one to Juwan Jennings, who still makes the catch. And no, we don't. Did he make the catch? Oh, I'll give it to him. Fumbled it out of bounds. That was a really high ball by Jones. So we got about 3rd and 4 left on this one? Third and 3 coming up. All right, he's in shotgun. We got trips up top. Here comes the pressure. Max back there. Max throwing it deep. Deep to Marcus Robinson. Oh, it hits him in the hands. Oh, DeMarcus, you got to make that play, buddy. Come on, boy. We got to get points. This team is hanging around way too long. I've seen this game play out way too often. DeMarcus, you got to catch that, buddy. All right, here we go. Punting again. Nice tackle down there. Great tackle by Malik Turner on that one. That's another good tackle by Malik Turner on special teams. He's definitely going to get some offensive play time here shortly, especially if DeMarcus Robinson keeps dropping balls like that. 3-point lead. Be right back. All right, let's see what this Niners defense if it's going to have to step up again. Saleh is just making 9-course meals with 2 ingredients with what he's doing with his defense. It's just amazing that we can only rely on it so often. Kyle's got to come through. All right, 1st and 10. Bijan on offense. Algier with about an 8-yard carry on that time. Yeah, we got 12-16 left to go in this game, and The late night is starting to kick my butt. All right, we got Bijan in motion, swinging it out to Bijan. He's going to get the first down and more. Slightly runs over Jair Brown, who is soft when it comes to tackling people. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Falcons on the Niners 30 on their 39-yard line. Bijan Robinson's getting nowhere. He's getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage by Tatum Bethune. I can't tell if he's telling someone to come in for him or what's going on with that right there. All right, here we go. 2nd and 12. At 2 and 2. Bijan in motion. Getting some good pressure. He's going to Kyle Pitts once again. Kyle Pitts having himself a good game. Again, why can we not cover the biggest fucking guy in the field? All right, here we go. Hand off to Algier up the middle, who just gets stuffed by Jordan Elliott and Tatum Bethune. I didn't see Mustafa. He came in lower than Bethune, so he's kind of hidden there from the camera angle. And Algier is down right now. We'll be right back. All right, let's see if the defense can come up with a stop again. We got to get the ball back. We got to get some points. Do not want to see these guys, the Falcons, to score, obviously. We are under 10 minutes left to go. This is how you let this. We are still a better team than this. Algier is walking off the field. A little bit limpy on that. Hope he's okay. All right, they've got trips to the bottom, one wide up top, one in the back with Penix. Looks like they're setting up a screen there. Bijan short of the first by about a yard. So looking, we have 3rd and 1 coming up for the Falcons. Oh, juked out Bethune pretty good there. All right, here we go. 3rd and 1. Toss out to Bijan Robinson, who gets stopped by the Niners for a loss of another yard. 4th down for them. Falcons are going for it. 4th and 1. Come on, boys. This young defense, let's make another grand stand. Algier is back in the game, and he is the short yardage guy. See how this young defense steps up. Come on, guys. They're going to throw it. Oh! Almost with the pick. Oh, so close for another pick. Chase Lucas, man. Oh, so close. Excuse me. Chase Lucas broke perfect on it. Oh, buddy. That's why you play cornerback and not wide receiver. It even hits London in the breadbasket right there. Come on, offense. All right, they're bringing some heat. CMC out there with. He's got a cavalry. He's going to get out to the 1st yard line or to the 1st down marker. +1. We are down to 8 minutes left to go in this game. Let's get the touchdown, boys. Come on, let's get a touchdown. But the women and children of Benton go looking for fucking dinner. The program, for those that don't know that line. Where are we stopping here? He looked like he was over the line to me. All right, I'll give you that one, but still. All right, we got 2nd and inches. I do not want to see Kyle do anything crazy. There we go. It's all I fucking want. Good. Nothing fancy. All right, here we go. We got 7-11 left to go. CMC in the backfield cuts back for a big. Once again, getting enough for the 1st down on that one. Nice cutback on that one by CMC. He's feeling it right now. CMC is going to take a breather, and more than likely it's going to be Brian Robinson coming in. Yeah, Brian Robinson back there. We got 2 at the bottom. 6:30 left in the game. Hand off to Brian Robinson, who's going to bounce it outside. He's going to cut back inside. And he is going to carry a few guys to get to about a second and 3. Clock continues to tick down. All right. Hand off to Brian Robinson once again. Brian Robinson can get to about within a little under a yard for the first down. So we're going to have a 3rd and short coming up, 3rd and 1. CMC coming back into the game right now. All right, Kyle, let's do something smart here, buddy. Got 3rd and about a long yard on here. Another sneak, another first down. That's all we need. All right, here we go. We got Juice back in the backfield with CMC. Handoff, fake handoff to deep drop back. Mac's looking. Mac is scrambling. Mac is running. Mac's going to try and get. Mac gets about 8 on that play. Mac, not the most mobile of person, but making it work on that one. Down to 4:30 to go in the 4th quarter. This is how you close out a game as long as we get a touchdown. Excuse me. All right. By the time they hike the ball, we're going to be under 4 minutes to go. 2nd and 2, and we got some whistles being blown. Flag on the field, and the Niners are pointing towards the defense. 12 players on the field. Keep it going. First down. .405 left to go. Obviously, the clock stopped with the flag. All right, here we go. We got 2 up top, 2 to the bottom. Hand off to CMC. He's going to try and go outside. Going to keep pushing outside. Keep going. Gets about 3 or so on that carry. Keep it chugging, boys. Keep it chugging. All right, here we go. We got trips at the bottom. Kendrick going up top. Toss out to CMC. He's going to get tackled in the backfield because we decided not to block somebody at all. Straight through the back into the backfield. So we're going to have a 3rd and 16. Juwan Jennings missed this a big whiff on that one. All right, we got 2 and 2. Juwan Jennings going a motion up to the top. CMC in a deep passing position. Mac over the middle, throwing to CMC with the first down, getting to the 5-yard line. Nice pass, nice catch by those gentlemen. And we're going to run this down to the 2-minute warning. Who? So the Falcons take a timeout with 2:29 left to go. CMC chants are starting. Kittle was open, but Kittle wouldn't have gotten down to the 5 yard. But I mean, either way, he had both of them open. Let's see. We got Malik Turner and looks like Kendrick Bourne out there. Brian Robinson in the eye with juice. And we got a timeout being called. There's a timeout by the 49ers. So we now have both teams have 2 left with 2:31 left in the game. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. No lie, getting tired. All right, here you go. CMC's back in the game. Juice is coming back. Hand off to CMC. He's going to push it up the middle some more. Gets into the end zone with an amazing push by everybody. Nicely fucking done, boys. CMC with a statement night tonight. Fuck yeah, boys. Fuck yeah. Just look at that. Just the push. The push. Matt Hennessy. Matt Brendel doesn't do that. And Eddie P puts us up by 10 with 2:26 left to go in the fourth quarter. This game is not over, ladies and gentlemen. Game is not over. We will be right back. Sorry, I've been looking at other stuff. All right, here we go, defense. Let's put it out. They are going deep, and they've got a man open, and he cannot make the play. Demo out there making it, getting beat burnt just by getting beat by a couple of steps. Come on, defense. Crowd's coming alive now. Faithful. Y'all should have been alive all night. But we'll take it now. Let's put this game away. Penix is going deep again across the middle, wide open. Big hit there. But Jair Brown, damn. Take a double look on that. It was Jair Brown with that big hit. All right, we are at the 2-minute warning. The Niners are up by 10 points. Falcons driving. Be right back. Penix got hit as he's throwing the ball. Bryce Huff coming through with another big play for this defense again. Pushing his way through for the double team. Him and Collins again. That's big old Alfred Collins. Look, we're not going to hold call. I would take this. I'll say it's a pass. Or did he? Nah, that's a pass. It's the right call. As much as I hate to cut, it's the right call. All right, here we go. It's 2nd and 10. The clock is down to 1:56 and counting. Here we go, defense. Here we go. All right. Bethune up the middle of this fucking defense is amazing. It's a flag on the play. All right, we got 1st and 10 there. Still 1:47 to go in this game, so they're not necessarily out of it quite yet. This defense is cooking right now. Now we are starting to get some serious pressure up the middle. Penix, you can see, is hurt right now. All right, 1:44. We got 2nd and 10 to go. Each team still with 2 timeouts. Penix going deep. Mooney was open, but he is overthrown. Third and down for the Niners. Let's go. 3rd and 10, boys. Come on. Let's go. All All right, we're getting some pressure. Huff is back there. He just lets the ball go. Incomplete. They try to test Demo again, and Demo is just on fire. Like, people are complaining about Demo, but they're not throwing to him. Fourth and goal. Let's put this away, boys. Put the women and children to bed and go fucking hunting for dinner. We are blitzing. We're bringing people. He just throws it down. That is the game. The Niners are going to win and move to 5-2. That is a fucking game, ladies and gentlemen. We're just gonna start posting shit because, yeah, we can. Oh, CMC just running. Now Brian Robinson can go straight up the middle. Why is this not letting? There it is. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. The Niners win 20-10. We have moved on to 5-2.